Hello, statistics students, and welcome back. We are still inside chapters 6 through 8, and we are through example 1 through 4, and we're on to number 5 now. Okay. And now we want to find the correlation coefficient and interpret its value. Remember that the correlation coefficient, this thing here, okay, this is known as R, right? And it does say to interpret it. So here we're going to use the calculator to calculate this. And the way we do it is we have to make a linear regression model. So to do that, right, we can hit stat. We can go over to calc. I want the calculator to calculate something. And then you can see there's a couple different linear regression models. It doesn't necessarily matter which one you choose. I like to use number 8. Okay, so I'll click 8. X, remember, is L1. That's spaces from go. Y, L2. That is the cost of the property. Frequency list, we don't need to worry about that. It says store the regression. I do think I'll do this. Okay, and we can store it a couple different ways. All right. The easiest way to store it is if we click on these vars here. If you click on vars and you go over to y variables, and yes, this is a function, and then we click on any of these. I think I'll put it in y sub 1, and you don't have to do that, but it is going to be nice because we'll be able to see it on the graph here in a minute. Hit calculate. Okay, and if you are like me and you are staring at this screen, technically we have the linear regression, right? It's given us 2 coefficients, and that's great for the regression, but I don't see R, which is exactly what we just said we wanted, right? I don't see R anywhere, and there's a couple reasons for that. The biggest one, though, is because we do not have our diagnostic tools on in this calculator. So it's going to be like this for a lot of you. You would have to turn that on, okay? So to turn that on, we hit second, and catalog down here, it's above the 0 key. Hit that. Now, we see all this stuff, right? There's a ton of stuff here. You could try to scroll down. It will take a while. I recommend hitting alpha and then hitting D to at least skip down to the D's, okay? Now, we go down until we see diagnostic on, okay? Right now I see diagnostic off, diagnostic on. That's what I want. Hit enter. Now, this is a line, right? We hit enter, and it says done. Okay. Well, great. Let's see what that actually means then. So we hit second, or I'm sorry, not second. We just go to stat, go over to calc, hit 8 again. Same exact stuff we had in there before. We want to practice putting this in again. Okay, store linear regression. That was variables, y, and then we hit y sub 1, right? Store it. Okay, calculate. And now all of a sudden you can see that it kicks out r squared and r. Come back over here. R is the correlation coefficient. R is equal to 0.87, what is that? 80. Okay, there's the first part. It says find the correlation coefficient. I've done that. The next part is it says interpret its value, right? And now we need to interpret its value. And here I think I'm going to go big screen for this one. Maybe. So I kind of opened up the screen, that way you can kind of see this a little easier, and I have some more space to write. So find the correlation coefficient, done that, and interpret its value. Okay, first thing I look at is the calculator did kick out this positive value. Okay, it did kick out a positive value. So when I'm thinking about this, I want to talk about the direction. So I say positive. And the next thing, this is always linear, right? So is this bigger? We have 3 different modes, right? It's either less, R is either less than, I should put the absolute values around this. The absolute value of R is less than 0.5. Okay, it is either equal to or less than 0.8, or it is greater than or equal to 0.8. This is strong. This would be moderate. And then this would be weak. So when I look at this one, the absolute value of 0.8780 lands me in this strong. So I say this is a positive, strong, linear relationship between, and now I state the variables. Okay, well, what's my variables? Between x first, right? Between number, in fact, I don't think I want to write number. I will put number of spaces from go and the cost of the property. Okay, and then that is perfect. Notice that I've given it a direction. I've talked about its strength. Okay, I've talked about its form saying linear. Okay, and then I've got my context piece in here. And those are very important when we're doing the interpretation of a correlation coefficient. That completes numbers 1 through 5. Okay, up next is going to be number 6 from the Monopoly exam.